Hi everyone, Miss Akimoto here with your writing mini lesson for Monday, October 5th. So, just a reminder, I've been hearing some confusions in our small writing groups about what it is we're writing. Remember, we are still just working on one essay, and that essay's prompt is describing meaning one, a moment in time when you felt a strong emotion. So we're focusing on one moment, not three different moments, one moment. Your entire story really should be taking place, all 5 paragraphs, within the span of about 20 minutes. Give or take maybe a little background building in that first paragraph, but really 20 minutes. So make sure you're working on that one idea throughout this entire masterpiece write. So, today we're going to talk about adding sensory details. Sensory details are any details that use your senses, and they make your reader feel like they're actually experiencing what you're writing about. They are the thing that makes it so that your reader understands what you're feeling or going through, or what your characters are feeling or seeing. They add a lot of interest to your writing. So, when we talk about your senses, we're talking about your sense of smell, your sense of sound, sense of touch, sense of sight. What are you seeing? What are you tasting? And then it can also be your emotions and feelings, what you are feeling about in that time. So, an example from our mentor text, Jabari Jump, is his toes curled around the rough edge. It's not just the edge of the diving board, it's the rough edge. You can almost feel your toes feeling like that rough kind of material that diving boards are made out of. And that's like not even that great of a sensory detail. So, when we are thinking of sensory details, you want to think about, how do I describe what my character is feeling in that moment? So things like the prickly grass poked and scratched at my leg. That's better than being like, the grass tickled me. It really kind of conveys that annoying grass poking you feeling. Or you could describe smell. I could smell the chemical tang in the air of the chlorine in the pool. Not just be like, it smelled like pool. You can talk about like what it actually smells like. Or I can feel the sticky, unnerving sensation of blood trickling down my knee. That's so much better than, I scraped my knee, it hurt. You really want to describe, because it makes your writing come to life when you do that. You don't want to just tell the reader, you want to show them with all of those sensory details. So I'm going to go into my masterpiece writing example. And again, always review what you wrote when we're starting a new week. It's Monday. We haven't looked at our essay since Thursday. So let's just go through and look at what parts we have. So I have my introduction where we introduce my problem. I tell you how I'm student teaching. We go to my second paragraph where I get the message and I call her back. Then I'm super nervous and I walk over and my mentor teacher tells me I look terrible. And they're like, dude, just sit down, like, stop worrying, it's fine. And now I'm at my fourth paragraph. This is the climax of our story. This is where it gets the most exciting. This is where I confront my fears about becoming a teacher. So, my line that I started with last week is, all of a sudden, my phone startles me by ringing. I jump and my heart leaps into my throat. I answer it. Hello? So when I think about sequence, because I still need to think about sequence, I probably need to have the person on the other line say something. So I say, hello, this is Debbie Aldred, the principal of Sierra View Elementary. And I think I'm going to stop there, because this would be a great spot for a sensory detail, because I can talk about how, honestly, I was panicking, and I'm trying not to sound like an absolute dingus while I'm talking on the phone with this person who I'm going to hope is going to offer me a teaching job. I'm like, well, I have to sound like a human being. So I think I need to add a sensory detail about what I was feeling in that moment and how I was like trying to play it cool. So I think I'm going to write something along the lines of, I was worried that hello. Aldred could hear my heart pounding all the way through the phone. So let's spell that right. I don't know if I love that detail, but again, we're going to go through editing. I felt, nah, So all the way through the phone, my body was filling with panic. I tried to keep it down and speak calmly and like a normal person. So I'm using these details of my heart pounding, my body filling with panic, trying to keep it down. Those are all sensory details. I'm talking about my senses. And it really helps convey in that moment how much I was kind of freaking out. So right now, I'd like you, if you need to further your story a little bit, do that. And then add in a good sensory detail for how you are feeling in that moment when you are confronting your problem. And then tomorrow, we're going to finish up confronting it. See you then.